All right, welcome 5th grade to lesson 2, week 6. Today we're going to be learning how to subtract whole numbers and decimals. Yesterday we worked on how to add whole numbers and decimals. Today we're going to be working with how to subtract them. Okay? Well, last time we started with an example with money, so let's go ahead and try money again. Let's say that you have $25 and 50 cents, and you go to the store and you spend $10 and 90 cents. Since you spent the money, it's going to be a subtraction problem. And I don't want you to keep it like this, side by side. Instead, rewrite it. So let's go ahead and rewrite it. And remember, what did we learn last week? What do I have to line up on? I have to line up on the decimal point. So I'm going to write 2550 first. For subtraction, order does matter. I have to put this first number first. I write my subtraction sign, I write my equal sign. I have put down the decimal point. Remember, this imaginary line, line up the decimals. And then I fill in the 1090. All right, guys. Now what do I do? Very good. I bring down the decimal point. I do that before I do anything. Now I subtract just like I did back in 4th grade. 0 take away 0 is 0. 5 take away 9 is, don't say 4, that'd be 9 subtract 5. 5 is smaller than 9, so I have to borrow. I borrow from this 5. If I take 1 away from 5, what's 5 subtract 1? Very good, it's 4, so this now becomes a 4. And what about that 1 that I'm borrowing from it? Well, I stick it over here. Now I read this as 15, not like when I add, and I read it as 1 plus 5. I'm reading this as 15. 15 subtract 9. What do you think that is? Very good, it's 6. Now I can go up to my next column. 4 subtract 0, 4. 2 subtract 1, 1. And remember, I'm talking about money, so I put the dollar sign. If I go to the store and I have $25.50 in my pocket, and I'm paying the clerk $10.90, she should give me $14.60 as change. All right, now let's do this one more time. This time, talking just about decimals, not about money. Let's say that you have 18,652 subtract 4 and 31 hundredths. All right, guys, just like we said before, I'm going to rewrite it. So I put 18, 652. Now you might be tempted to line up the comma and the decimal and say, oh, I can do this, Mr. Ivan. You just go. Nope. Don't do that. Because a comma and a decimal are not the same. They're actually very different, okay? Here's how I'm going to do it instead. All right. I am going to write 18,652 on top. Now, 18,652 is a big number, but just like any whole numbers, where does the decimal place go? Very good. The decimal point goes right here after the 2. Now that I see that, I can go ahead and line up on the decimal point. Put my decimal point down here, write my 4 and 31 hundredths. And now you might be saying, okay, Mr. Ivan, well, what do I put above the 3 and the 1? Well, remember, there's nothing there. What number represents nothing? 0 does. All right, now I put my subtraction sign, put my equal sign, and now I'm going to crunch some numbers. 0 subtract 1, can't do that, so I borrow. But this is a 0, I can't borrow from that either, so I have to come over here and borrow. I borrow from the 2. What's 2 subtract 1? Very good, it's 1. And I put the 1 here. I now read this as 10. I can borrow from 10. What's 10 subtract 1? Very good, it's 9. That 1 that I'm borrowing, I put up here. I now read this as 10. What's 10 subtract 1? 9. Good. Now what's 9 subtract 3? Very good. 6. Bring that decimal point straight down. 1 subtract 4. Don't say 3, don't say 3. I've got to borrow. Borrow from the 5. 5 becomes a 4. 1 becomes 11. 11 subtract 4 is 7. And now remember, these nothings, I can write zeros if that helps you. 4 subtract 0, 4. 6 subtract 0, 6. 8 subtract 0, 8. 1 subtract 0, 1. And you can put the comma in there if you want. I'm going to read this as 18,647 and 69 hundredths. All right, guys, that's what you're going to be putting to practice today on your assignment 2.6 homework.